Okay, so trying to land that first job,
Right.
and it feels like you're stuck.
Totally. It's like the classic need experience to get experience thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That whole catch-22. We've got some videos here with advice on breaking in, though.
Yeah, and what's cool is the first one, the speaker, he used to be a CEO.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he goes straight into this idea like, you do have experience, even if it's not a formal job.
I remember that, yeah. It almost felt like, wait, what? At first.
Right. It's like a total mindset shift. But think about it. You've had to deal with tough stuff in school, maybe volunteering.
Just life in general, keeping up with everything.
All of that counts. It really does.
True. Hitting deadlines for a project or even just staying organized when you're busy.
Exactly. And those are skills, right? Being
Yeah.
resourceful, being organized, accountable.
Things employers actually want. I guess I hadn't thought of it like that.
It's all transferable. Now, the key is showing them that, not just listing it on your resume.
Yeah, they had tips on that, using examples from your life to prove you've got the skills.
Making the connection for them, how even if it's not a job, it translates to work.
Both videos, the first and the second one, stressed passion and enthusiasm.
Oh, absolutely. Especially starting out, companies want someone excited to be there.
Makes sense. It's kind of
Mhm.
contagious, that energy.
For sure. And then this piece of advice, it stood out to me in both videos. Create your own experience.
Yeah. If you're lacking the formal kind, just go and make some.
Exactly. Show initiative, write articles, build a website, even a small project related to the field.
It's like your own experience lab, proving you're learning and growing on your own.
And the second video got into remote work, which is a game changer these days.
Yeah, they talked about how those jobs are often in fields that are in high demand.
Like tech or digital marketing.
Exactly. So learning those skills helps you twice then.
You're more marketable and it gives you a better shot at working remotely.
This MVP resume idea, I really like that.
Minimum viable product. Just to get your foot in the door, it takes the pressure off.
Instead of this perfect resume from day one, you get something out there, start applying, and then...
refine it as you go.
Speaking of resumes, making them ATS friendly was a big point.
Right, that can sound scary, but it's about applicant tracking systems, basically.
Okay, so those systems that scan for keywords?
You gotta format it so it gets past them to an actual human.
Like a secret handshake for the digital world.
I guess you could say that. Look at job descriptions carefully, the keywords they use. Try to use those in your resume.
Oh, good tip. Networking came up too, and even for introverts, they said give it a try.
It does make a difference. Networking doesn't have to be this huge, scary thing.
Right, it's about building relationships, connecting with people.
Exactly. LinkedIn, they mentioned, especially if in-person is tough.
It can be super useful finding people, learning about jobs you wouldn't see elsewhere.
They had this story about a woman, Della, got a $100,000 tech sales job through LinkedIn.
Wow, that's amazing. Really shows you the power of it, building that online presence.
You never know what'll happen just by connecting with people, even sending a nice message to someone you admire.
The third video, this is kind of a wake-up call. Apply even if you don't meet every requirement.
Oh, so many people get stuck on that.
I know, I do it too. But they said those lists are more like wish lists, not deal breakers.
Companies want potential. They want people willing to learn, a good fit.
It reminded me of that story they told, the caller who wanted to work in cardiac rehab.
He didn't have everything on paper, but he was persistent and
Got his foot in the door anyway.
shows you sometimes you got to be bold, not count yourself out before you even try.
Companies are more open than we think, maybe, to someone who's passionate and wants to grow.
Exactly.
Makes you feel better knowing that, right? Like, I don't have this one thing, so it's over.
Definitely. And they all kept saying, be persistent, the job hunt, it's a marathon.
Not a sprint.
Yeah,
It's easy to get discouraged sending out resumes like into the void.
totally.
Yeah.
But you got to keep going, even when it's rough.
Stay positive, adjust your approach as you go, but just keep applying.
Exactly. You're putting yourself out there learning each time, even from the rejections.
This analogy stuck with me about selling one product once. And that product is you.
I love that. It's like, yeah, you're showcasing what you're about, finding the right fit.
All right, so let's say you get past the resumes, you land an interview. The second video had good tips for that.
Oh, yeah, they talked about speaking the language of the job.
Which is so important. But what does that actually mean? Like in real life?
Research. Before you go in, really dig into the company, their culture, projects they've done, the jargon they use.
You're already thinking like you're part of that world.
You got it. It shows initiative, that you're prepared, and interviewers pick up on that.
They're not just looking at skills, but if you're a good fit personality-wise.
Right, exactly. Okay, the last video, this was interesting. They said to look at job requirements as a roadmap.
I remember that. It's like, whoa, totally different way of thinking about it.
Instead of being scared of that long list, it's like, okay, what can I learn to be even better?
So even if they want experience with certain software or a programming language, you're not automatically out.
Nope. Take it as a hint. Start learning. Even the basics shows you're willing. That's valuable.
The whole job hunt becomes this constant learning thing then,
You're not just fitting into some box. You're growing your skills all the time.
which is important nowadays. Things change so fast.
More than ever. Now, this surprised me. Sometimes companies prefer junior employees over super senior ones.
I know, right? It's like, wait, really? But then they explained it, and it makes sense.
It's not always about having decades of experience. Juniors bring fresh ideas, they're eager,
And adaptable, maybe more open to new tech and ways of doing things.
and let's face it, sometimes it's cheaper to train a few juniors than one high-salary senior person.
Who might be stuck in their ways or have more demands.
It's a good reminder there's value at every level. Even without tons of experience, your enthusiasm, willingness to learn.
And just your unique view on things, that can be a big plus for the right company. Really changes how you think about the whole thing, huh? It's not just, oh, I need X years of experience,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah, it's more like, how can I use what I do have to show them I'm the right fit?
Those videos did a good job of like reframing it. It's not a roadblock, it's a chance to learn and grow.
And remembering companies, they're looking for more than just, a list of skills.
Passion, being able to adapt, that stuff matters.
Big time. Makes you realize there's so much more to it than just firing off resumes and hoping.
You got to be proactive, network, build your skills, and yeah, show off your personality a bit.
Sometimes you gotta take a chance. Apply, even if you don't think you're perfect for it.
Never know what might happen, right? So, from all this advice, what's the biggest takeaway for you? What would you do differently now?
For me, it's transferable skills, really focusing on those, how even stuff outside work makes you successful.
Like we were saying, connecting the dots for them, showing you've got the resourcefulness, the problem solving.
And the drive, that you want to be there, contribute to the company.
The other thing, persistence, never giving up.
Oh, for sure. Job hunting is tough, rejections happen, but every no is a step closer to a yes.
Got to keep learning, keep tweaking how you approach it, but never let go of those goals.
That's great advice to end on, I think. It's easy to get overwhelmed, especially starting out.
It is.
But remember, you are hireable, you do have skills that matter,
Absolutely.
and there are so many creative ways to gain experience, make yourself stand out. So go out there and rock that job hunt, everyone.